Hello folks, my story submission has one purpose, and that is to warn you people that do not believe in giving second chance to your partner even if they cry their eyes out or promise you that they will never cheat again. Trust me, I'm telling this from my personal experience. I gave my wife a second chance. She cheated on me again and tried her best to hide it. So here's my story. My wife, let's call her Mary, and I have been married for 3 years, and we went along pretty well, apart from a few normal disagreements that the couple have. So anyways, my wife loves meeting new people, hanging out with them, and exchanging her number with them. I never minded it. I knew how she was before when we married, so it was never an issue for me. Plus, I think I should add here that my wife has a lot of guy friends from college, work, family, etc. She's very social and does not find it hard to make new friends and adjust to a new gathering or a job. Last year, she decided to change her job because of commuting reasons. She found a job that was near and was happy about it. We both got busy with work, and Mary kept chatting about her new workplace. In less than a week, she had befriended 80% of her department. She had no problems adjusting there, and I was happy for her. But I had no clue that she would cheat on me with someone from her office. Mary always came home in a pleasant mood. She talked about how we would have dinner and call it a night. But after a few days, I noticed that Mary was disturbed and always in a hurry. I asked her several times that what was wrong, but she always brushed it off by saying that her hands were full from work. I never pushed her for more details. But yes, she was right. Her hands were always full of office work because she was getting very close to one of her colleagues. A few weeks passed and I noticed that Mary was getting drowsy and hated it when I asked her about her work or colleagues. She clarified that she does not want to talk about work at home. I was shocked. She loved talking about her work and colleagues. So what had happened to her? I agreed and never brought up that topic again. One day when she told me that she was going to the beach with her colleagues, as always, I had no issues with what she did because I trusted her. When she returned, she showed me the pictures and chatted about her trip, who said what, etc. A few of her photographs were disturbing for me. She was standing and dancing with one of her colleagues, who stood super close to her and touched her bare skin quite inappropriately. Now, before you attack me for narrow-mindedness, let me clarify, I'm not against my wife going out and having fun with her guy friends. She had gone out before, but none of her guy friends had touched her like that. Even I go out with my female friends, and being a married man, I always keep a suitable distance between us. I talked to Mary about how it bothered me, and she should be more careful about who comes close to her. She got offended and said that this guy was her good friend from work, but I still said he should not touch or come close to you. Mary nodded, but I knew that she would not communicate it to her colleague. I asked her if that guy knew she was married, and she said yes, everyone knew she was married. But Mary did not listen to me and started going out with that guy. And I got to know because she had my credit card. She had borrowed one of my credit cards for her shopping sprees and outgoings with friends. Every time she swiped it somewhere, I would get a message. For a few days, I got the message that my credit card has been used at a cafe around 6 to 7 p.m. I did not understand why Mary would buy coffee in the evening, plus that too, 2 cups. So when she returned, I asked her jokingly with whom she was going on coffee dates, and I could literally see the color draining from her face. I told her I got several messages about the credit card used at the cafe. She smiled and said her friend had a rough time and needed someone to talk to her. So that's why she took her to the coffee place. I was dumb that I agreed. We did not talk about that subject anymore. She got busy with her work and I got busy with mine. Mary had also started using her phone a lot. She had done it before but would not be so fussy about her phone. Her phone would often ring and I would give it to her. She did not mind if I played a few games on her phone while mine was charging, but she literally hid her phone from me. Like she was trying to hide something from me. She had never done it before. So I ripped the band-aid and asked her what was wrong and why she was hiding her phone from me. She started getting angry that I should not prey on her and give her some privacy. I felt terrible because what was so fishy that she could not trust me with it? Anyways, I decided to check her phone when I found the right time. But Mary was super alert about where her phone was. I tried to check her phone many times, but did not find the right time. However, I did notice that her phone would ring a lot, and she would leave the room and come after several minutes. Whenever I asked her, she would make an excuse. Once she said it was from work, I looked at the watch and told her which idiot would call for work at this time. She never made up that excuse again. She started saying it was her sister, mother, or friend. The following week, it was my birthday, and I received a call from Mary's mother. She wished me and asked about Mary. She also told me that Mary had gotten busier than ever, and she no longer called her. I was shocked. Mary told me her mother had called late at night, whereas her mother said the complete opposite. I got a feeling that Mary was talking to someone or maybe having a full-fledged affair with someone. So I did something quite evil. I keenly observed Mary while she unlocked her phone and got the idea of the pattern she had kept on her phone. It was a pretty tough one, but I cracked it. And the first thing I did was to access her call log. And sadly, Mary's mother was right. Mary never received a call from her. It was a person named Jason. I also checked her WhatsApp messages and found that this guy was the same person who touched my wife inappropriately at the picnic. I scrolled through the messages and learned that it was my wife who had started talking to him. Mary and Jason had an affair in college, but broke up and parted ways. Mary messaged him and told him that it was nice seeing him again, which is how it all began. Jason started flirting with her and joked with her that they should start from where they had left. But thanks to Lord, Mary did not get intimate with him. However, she was indeed having a nice time chatting with her ex-boyfriend. She exchanged pictures and talked to him about her life and how things could have been different if they had been together. My blood boiled at her messages. She should have given this guy a shut-up call and blocked him, but my overly social wife talked to him, went out on coffee dates, and even planned to have a few lunches the following week. I was furious at her and confronted her. I told her that it was not right to spark the romance of her college days. She started yelling at me and said that it was just talking to an old friend and I was being paranoid. Then I told her that if that is the case, I can start conversing with my old girlfriends and go out and lunch with them and touch them where the hell I want to. After many arguments, she finally agreed that she was wrong and she should have told Jason not to retreat to the old grounds. She should have treated Jason like a colleague and nothing more. We did not talk for a few days and she finally apologized to me. I suggested she change her job if it was hard for her to avoid Jason, but she refused and told me that she would request HR to change her department. I was satisfied with her decision and trusted her. It was perhaps my biggest mistake. I should not have trusted her and asked her to quit the job, so our lives were back on track again. I never taunted her for chatting with an ex and opening up to him. She also never brought up that topic again, so we were good. However, I was hurt by what she said, but she had already apologized and nothing more could be done. A few weeks later, I told her that we had been invited to my cousin's wedding in another city. I insisted to her that we should go and spend time together, but she said she won't get the leaves and has a lot of pending work. But she insisted that I go and not worry about her. I did not want to leave her alone, but I wanted to show her that I trusted her and made arrangements to go. She used to call me every day and ask me about my family, how things were going at my end, etc. And she would also fill me in with details about her work, friends, and everything she could think of. I was so glad that Mary had learned from her mistakes, and I was happy that I gave her another chance. One day on call, I asked Mary what she was doing on Saturday and she said she would be at work because of an important meeting. I did not tell her that I was coming back on Saturday and would surprise her by showing up at her office. She asked me when I would come back and I lied that I would be back by Sunday night. On Saturday, I went to her office and asked for her, but a few minutes later, I was told that Mary had taken a few days off from work because of sickness. I was shocked. Mary did not mention that she was sick. I spoke to her almost every day. I drove to my apartment and it was locked. Mary was not there either. I had doubts that she had gone out with Jason, but I dismissed such thoughts and called her. She picked up the phone and I asked her where she was. She replied that she was busy at the office and would call me later. I was devastated and felt so stupid for trusting my wife. Even though I caught her texting Jason and how she really thought about him, I told her that I went to her office and was told by the employee that Mary had taken a few days off. The line went dead and I switched off my phone. I was so angry that I wanted to take it out on someone. But instead I angrily emptied Mary's wardrobe and pulled up all her stuff in her bag. I did not want that woman in my house. She was clearly still talking to or meeting Jason behind my back. A few hours later, Mary came home. She looked flushed and was panting hard. She was shocked to see that I had packed her bags. I asked if she was with Jason and she nodded her head. She told me that she had gone for lunch and it was hard for her to forget Jason and their whirlwind romance. Seeing him again made her fall harder for him. I thought she was crazy. What kind of married lady forgets about her husband and start an affair with their ex? I told her that I had made the wrong decision to trust her. I should have kicked her out of the house when I read her flirtatious messages. But Mary did not say anything. Instead, she asked for a divorce so she could start going out with Jason again and marry him. I simply gave her the bags and asked her to go get out of my place. I only asked her to share where she would live so I could deliver her the divorce papers. Mary cried and apologized for hurting me, but was it of any use? I filed for divorce and threw everything in my house that reminded me of her. In fact, I'm planning to find another apartment for the other side of the city so that I don't run into her or her damned boyfriend again. Mary and I married after dating for almost a year. She told me that she had serious relationships before, but I did not mind. I mean, I had many affairs too, though none of them were serious. But when I married her, I promised myself never to cheat on her because my wife deserves my loyalty. But I guess Mary did not make any such promises. That is why it was so easy for her to walk out of this marriage to reunite with her lost lover of the past. If she had always loved that guy, she should not have married me. I never forced her to get married. Maybe she married me because she loved me at that time, but now when her ex came back into her life, she forgot everything about me and the time we had spent together. Our divorce case is in the process, and I want to move on with life. This bitter experience has taught me one great lesson: never trust a cheater. If someone can be disloyal to you once, they can be disloyal again. Never fall for their act or fake apology, because trust me, they will cheat you and won't even feel sorry for that. So if any of you are thinking about giving a second chances to your partners, remember my story. Sooner or later, they will leave you. So why don't you take the lead and kick them out of your life before they hurt you really bad?